Now through April 3rd, save $300 on the whole ball of wax at LaunchpreneurAcademy.com. The whole ball of wax includes just about everything at the site, and when you use the code SPRINGRUSH at checkout, we will instantly drop $300 off the already amazing low price. Details are in the show notes.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton, here hanging with you guys. And today, we're going to be doing another great guest interview. I've been having some great people on the show here lately, and things have been just going rocking and rolling. And I'm super excited to get another great guest here that we have on the show for you guys. We got none other than Justin Groff joining us with Just in Time Lawn Care. So, Justin, welcome to the show, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Brian? It's been a great time to talk with you, and I appreciate you allowing me to be on this podcast.
Absolutely, brother. Well, we were just kind of catching up before we hit record, and I said, how's the weather out where you guys are at? And you said frigid cold. So where
Oh, yeah, it's cold.
Where are you at, man? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, so it's we're in Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're doing lawn care and landscape maintenance. But right now, we're sticking with snow removal and any ice management. We'll do like some debris and junk removal on the side, but it's not like anything consistent like spring. So, yeah, I'll just tell you a little bit of background on my story on how I kind of started. And I started when I was 9, just as anybody would start, literally with nothing, with a push mower and a crappy weed whacker. I didn't even have a blower. And I just figured it out by just walking door to door as a neighborhood kid, and it just slowly just started to grow exponentially. And after a few years, especially with school, with being tough with scheduling things for getting customers done, it just totally blew up. After that, especially graduating from high school. Now we got 3 crews, and we're rocking and rolling with 9 team members. We plan on rolling with 20 to 25 team members this year, 2023, and with 6 crews.
Dude, that's awesome. That's some great growth, man. How old are you, by the way? 22, 23?
19, actually.
Even better, bro. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
So Just in Time Lawn Care. I like the name. What's your background getting into the industry before, the last couple of years then? Were you push mowing as a kid, you were saying earlier, or how's that work?
Yeah, so I was push mowing as a kid. I always loved being outside. I love being outdoors, and it gave me a lot of time to think, especially when you're just doing it all day. It gives you a lot of time to think about things of life. So I really loved and enjoyed that time. Especially when, hard times come in life, you get to think while you're mowing some grass. And thankful with my mom and dad, it was one Sunday morning heading to church, and they're like, you need to start pushing lawnmower, or you need to start pushing the mower and making some money.
Sure.
So I was like, I guess, okay, let's try it. And I started loving it. I mean, it started with nothing like anything else, but it turned out to be something. A seed grows into a small tree, and a tree grows into an oak tree.
And then that oak tree has tons of fruit, and that fruit has seeds inside it, doesn't it? And what some people make the mistake is they eat their seed and they eat their fruit instead of resowing. Because, again, you can start with a tree, but you can also have a field of trees if you know what you're doing. And so that's what I see you doing right now, man, to be honest with you. I've been watching you on social media and Instagram and catching up with you, and it's really cool to see what you're doing. So, all that being said, dude, the last couple of years have been pretty crazy growth. I want to break a couple things down here. We're going to actually take a quick commercial break here, hear from the sponsors and today's announcements. But to go from yourself as a 17, 18-year-old to rocking 10, 12 guys right now full-time, and then another 10 or 12, part-time, and a couple more hopefully bringing on full-time. That's some crazy growth, man. So I'm really, really excited about hearing your story, and we're going to break some things down. So, Justin, hang tight with me for just a quick second. We're going to hear from today's show sponsors announcements. Guys, we're going to kick it over to Marty, Mr. Producer, down in the ATL. Show some love to my boy, Marty, Mr. Producer. He's always doing a great job quarterbacking the show, which brings it to you guys Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays without fail, 7 a.m. By the way, don't forget to hit that plus sign in the top right corner. That way you guys are following the show. Anytime we drop a new episode, you will get notified and it'll automatically download to your show. All right, that being said, guys, hang tight. We'll come right on back.
The Know Your Numbers Profitability and Pricing Calculator is here. Are you tired of uncertain profits? Then get the tools you need to price your lawns correctly. Recover overhead, calculate man-hour rates, and budget for success. Exclusively at Launchpreneur Academy, this brand new resource is guaranteed to give you the confidence you need to run a profitable business. Get started now with the Know Your Numbers Profitability and Pricing Calculator at LaunchpreneurAcademy.com.
All right, Justin, so we are going back to you, brother. Let's just jump right back into it. I want to get as much information out of you that I can and get your story out there. Another young guy inspiring the next generation. By the way, shout out to my boy, Henrik, really quick. He stopped by just the other day, and he had just got a brand new $80,000, $90,000 Cat 259D. His grandpa did co-sign on it, so, it is what it is, but the homie's still paying the $1,500 a month payment. You know what I'm saying? So you young guys are just crushing it, inspiring the snot out of me. Tell me a little bit more about how you have blown up your company the last 36 months, man. Are you 10X in this thing, or what are you doing over here?
Yeah, well, it takes people. I used to think things that, you can't do things by yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. You need a team of people, of great people, not just anybody to show up. You need great people, and that takes time to do. Also, with building with systems and processes, I think is really huge. Starting that at an early age of your company is really big, because a lot of these companies are a lot disorganized, and it's causing a lot of distractions as they grow. So I think whatever that looks like for your daily operations to grow and scale is huge. And I'm just thankful for the team and blessed for the team that we have, because we couldn't do it without them.
Yeah. Now, are you guys mowing more lawns, or are you guys doing more landscaping work? Or tell me a little bit more about the business. What are you guys doing day to day?
Yeah, so we're doing residential and commercial lawn care and landscape maintenance. So anywhere from mowing, mulching, that's kind of our main services. We do pruning, power washing is kind of like a subsidiary type, and then junk removal. So those are kind of like our main services, but our core services are the lawn care and landscape. So that's what we typically do.
That's awesome. What has been your bread and butter? Are you guys getting more into higher end residential, or are you guys cutting a little bit of everything? Because here's my question. You got to keep 10 guys moving. What have you found to be your bread and butter for your business model?
Yeah, so we're trying to get to 100% commercial, and it's very hard right now as you're young, but that's not an excuse for me. I take that as, especially with my age, 19, when you're walking into property managers' offices and custom home builder offices, they look at you like, man, this guy looks very young for a company.
Yeah, you
it's really tough. You got to build relationships, long-term relationships. That is what is going to provide that confidence with those people and credibility to take you on as a vendor or a partner. So right now it's getting to 100% commercial clientele.
Well, so what are you doing to say to those property managers, those commercial managers, our office managers, new home construction builders, to exude confidence, to get the work, to get the bid, to put in some, new work? What's working for you out there for some of those young guys out there that can relate to that struggle?
Sure. Yeah, I think a story is huge. As a young guy, for me, for example, I talk about my story. It's brief, but you kind of build on it over time as you talk with more people. And I'd suggest talking as much people as possible, as young as you are, because it will build that confidence. I was never very a confident guy until really now, because once I started talking with more customers, whether more girls or more people, period, like that confidence definitely builds up. So I think having a story is huge, so they can build that credibility and trust that you're going to get the job done.
One thing just to help you guys out with on this one, I think a little teaching moment, I think enthusiasm goes a long way. I think enthusiasm, whether you're talking to a girl, talking to a client, talking to anybody in life, if you're excited and somebody can physically see that you're emotionally attached or excited, mentally attached to a project, they can pick up on that. Sometimes you're not going to, wow them with credentials or credibility or technical expertise. I mean, again, there's a lot of you guys out there that are, just wizards at 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. I'm your biggest fan. But there's other times when you're talking to, like you said, a 50-year-old mature home builder who's building $400,000 homes. He's building a subdivision with 220. You're not going to really impress this guy. He's probably a multi-millionaire. Couldn't care less. He's dealt with 100 people like you and me over the length of his career. That being said, how do you get in there? Well, number one, like you said, talk about your story. But really your story is, I'm building something. I'm continuing to build something. We're excited about what we're doing. We don't have it all figured out. But here's one thing I always tell people: we're hungry for it. We're here to make you look good. And so I always tell clients, hey, I want to make you look good. And with that, hopefully that we can get business with you guys. And I always say, like, hey, we all have people to report to. That's one of my lines. We all have people to report to. And my job is to make you look good. And at the end of the day, one hand washes each other and they both wash the face. Like, yes. These are lines that I use all the time. You're talking to an office manager. Like, if you do a bad job, you're going to make that office manager look like they're incompetent, right? Sure. So of course they're going to take a risk on you, but it's okay to say, hey, I know you're going to take a risk on me, but we're hungry for it. We're here to help you out. If we don't know, we'll learn together, and I'll figure it out, or I'll find somebody who can or does. So as you navigate more commercial clients, I think that's a super wise approach. Do you got anything to add to that, Justin?
Yeah, well, I think one more thing is find a problem that these commercial property managers are trying to figure out, right? Because mostly they're using the big companies. So I would, because the big companies have the manpower and they have the credibility most of the times, but there's some times that they can't provide the customer experience or the communication to those people. So I'd say find the problem that the big companies can't do that you young guys can make happen.
Amen. I love what you said there, because a friend of mine, Logan Manning, Earth Advocate out of Ohio, great dude, been on the show once or twice, love the guy. Mm-hmm. Him and his wife are just doing big things down there in the Columbus area. He was networking with some home builders, and they had said, hey, we need somebody to do the dirt work, the finish grade, seeding, sod work, little this, a little that. He wanted to take his business to the next level, shift a little bit away from mowing, not entirely, but add some different landscape type work. And so he found a need, found a builder. Builder was building, 1,000 homes in the next couple of years, long-term commitment kind of a deal. And Logan's like, this is kind of what I want to get into anyway. Took a risk, got one of those Gale skid steers, $70,000 machine or whatever it is, right? Like, yeah. But he listened to the builder, and the builder's like, I can't find anybody to do my grade work, my finish work, all this site prep work. Logan's like, I would be more than happy to take a stab at it. I don't know totally what I'm doing, but I can learn quick. And homie's, chiseled out an extra, that's his numbers to share, but another $250,000 to $500,000 in revenue that he's added to Earth Advocate in the last 36 months per year. So, wow. I mean, those guys are quickly approaching $1 million with a 8-man team. I mean, they're doing big things. Shout out to you, Logan, if you're listening in, man. You better hit that $1 million mark, by the way. He's got some big goals this year. And Logan said, hey, if I hit 1 million, can we go watch shopping together? I said, I would be more than happy to. So, well, I'm feeding the beast that some of you guys are out there. You're crunching these numbers and hitting these goals, man. And turning everybody into little watch people, man. Everybody wants their watches. So I digress. So dude, no, Justin, I'm pumped for you, man. If you're moving that much work and trying to get more commercial clients, I think it's a great way to go. What have you found is working great for you with managing people? You're younger, still learning how people work. I'm still learning how people work. But what's your thoughts on building a team of 10, 12 people now and trying to take that to 20? What's your thoughts there? What are you trying to do, and infrastructure and leaders and all that mess?
Yeah, well, all I can say is it's not easy. It's never going to be easy. We came 2021, we came from literally all part-time people to last year, 2022, having all full-time people and a different culture. They're all Hispanics. So, man, isn't that a shift in a good way, right? But it's a different shift as well, with the speaking. Like, it's crazy. There is so many details that you have to speak because the language barrier, that's probably been one of the hardest things, but it's also been a gift to grow as a company. I feel like our team is super loyal. So all I can say is treat your team, serve your team more than yourself. Just give back to your team than yourself. I mean, we have company parties every so once in a while. We need to be doing more of that stuff because it's an investment to the company, and they see that. Your people is everything to the company. If you don't have people, you don't have crap in a company.
Yep.
So all I can say is invest in your people. Invest because they will do anything for you. I've seen it, and I don't care how old you are, 19, 15, 50, 45, I don't care. They see my age as 19. Like, I haven't had any disrespect. Yes, we've had our negatives and our positives. That's with every single company with culture. But I'd say create that culture and environment that is welcoming, loving to others and to your community and to your customers, making sure they are also customer focused and not competition focused.
Sure. That's solid, man. What are you doing to on-ramp these guys to teach them that culture? Are you, is it kind of like a wolf pack thing where the new guys kind of pick up and they learn the lay of the land? Or do you have maybe like a training guy or somebody who takes them under their wing, maybe a foreman or something like that? Or what's working for you?
Yeah. So last year I was the guy kind of like, of the whole wolf pack, if you say. But like, I feel like this year will be a lot different. We're hiring, our first office full-time staff, which will be interesting. And then as well as, possible managers for these, at least maybe one or two. I don't know what it's going to look like yet, and I'm still praying about it. But whatever it's going to be, the Lord will provide, and it's going to be awesome. But I'm thankful for them because they trust us, and again, it's going back to credibility and that integrity that every time they'll follow whatever you do, but you gotta lead by example.
That's huge. A lot of people are trying to manage people, and I've found that you can't manage and grow. You have to lead and grow. And management is there to keep the organization the same size and to make systems, to make sure things get completed. But managers aren't there to lead; they're not there to grow. Yeah. So I always propose back to people: are you managing or are you leading? Because a leader, by definition, is out front, leading by example. They're the ones that have the wind to their face and getting the wind burn. And trying to make this thing happen. Usually it's also accompanied by a bare gut and bloodshot eyes because we're eating like crap and we're not getting a bunch of sleep because we got some dark circles because you're building this thing. When I see pretty boys out there in the industry, I'm like, man, you look good, you smell good, but I can tell you're home at 3:00 every day. And that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. But you know what? Like, the people that are looking fugly, they're the ones that are out there getting the job done. So
you gotta make it happen every single day. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, let me shift gears. I've got about 4 or 5 minutes left here, but I want to cover this. I feel like it's important to you. You seem like a person of faith, and I think it's really helped you. I would imagine it's helped you to grow your business. Talk about that for a quick minute if you want, because I think that was something that I picked up a lot on your Instagram feed.
Yeah, so I am definitely a Christ follower, and I'm confident in that. And my family has also been Christ followers, so I've just kind of been grown up into it, which I'm thankful for. But man, God's been really just leading this whole company. It's not my company. He's been. I'm just blessed to be part of it. You know, there's big things coming. And it doesn't matter where you're at, what position you're at, how old you are. Don't make that excuse, because God will always provide in every single need that you have in your life. Don't worry. I mean, it's super easy to get distracted and worry, but my faith, I call it crazy faith, because it's only crazy until it happens.
That's
I
right.
I want to only do the impossible in my life, because I only have one life. Might as well go big in it. And that's what I'm going to do. And landscaping won't be my long term, but it's definitely a stepping stone for that next step. And I'm just grateful to be part of it. I don't deserve it, nor should I even be here, but I'm blessed to have my dad, Jesus, on my side.
Dude, that's what's up, man. Well, I would also say that you're on their side. Like you said, man, you're a steward of what you're building. And I look at the same way with all of my content, man. And, you know, if you guys subscribe to that, fantastic. If you don't subscribe to that, fantastic. But sometimes there's, whether you feel it or you know it in your knower, you know that you're, sometimes things come together into fruition more than it's on your own. I always say, like, humans and by the power of man, it's addition, but with God, it always seems to be multiplication. And so, I think you're getting promoted. I think you're building something great. You're having some accelerated growth. Just, you know, keep wise counsel around you, man, and be thoughtful.
Sure.
Be thoughtful with what you're doing, both with God and man. So, I'm really excited for you, brother. It's cool to see the growth that you guys are having. Let's button up really quick with this. A little bit of a short and sweet podcast episode today, but where is Just in Time going from here? You're 3 to 4, you know, maybe solid years into this thing professionally. Where are you taking this thing over the next 5 or 10 years?
Well, my goal with this company is to gain experience, because I want to be in the private equity and real estate business long term.
Okay.
So I want to acquire service companies. So like the Chick-fil-A's and I don't know if you heard of Buc-ee's gas stations, but
I've heard of it. Dude, you guys talk about it like it's going to Disneyland. Okay, I don't get it yet. Maybe I don't know what I don't know, but there's like a cult following for Buc-ee's, and I just
geez. But like those are the companies I want to build at that massive scale, and then in real estate, I want to do like multifamily apartments. Self-storage facilities, anything that has high number of units.
Sure, absolutely. So, like, do you want to get into a franchise business model or just build a large corporate business model?
Kind of more like a corporate. So, like raising capital it's more like a finance game. Just raising capital to help build these businesses, because there's a lot of, especially in the service-based industry, there's a lot of lack of customer experience and communication, and that needs to be fixed. And I feel like that is something that can be helpful worldwide and global. So globally, and I think, you know, that would change the world in great ways. But, you know, the whole business I see as ministry and not as business, right? Like, I see this for the kingdom of the Lord and to just help and serve many others in this world. And that's just what I'm called to do.
Dude, I think that's a smart way to go. If you're building a lawn and landscaping company, you can still, you know, learn a ton of life lessons and valuable information. I mean, all on the way. I think everybody should, at least in some way, shape, or form, own a business, because you're going to learn how to raise capital, sell, convince, organize, structure, you know, finances, money, of course, all this stuff. and you're learning lessons for a lifetime that will pay huge dividends no matter where you take that stuff. So
sure,
it's one of those things, like, it doesn't matter, where you're at or what you're doing. If you want to get into ministry one day, you can still have a side hustle, lawn and landscape company making millions of dollars, or a private equity, company, and do whatever you want to do while you're still preaching. One of the churches we used to go to, the head pastor took a salary of $1 because he was already financially independent. He didn't, need the $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 salary from this, medium-sized church. So I always thought that was pretty cool. There's I know of a church over in Ohio. The head pastor, him and his wife, he's got an insurance company, and he's done very, 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 very well for himself. And he similarly, can focus on ministry without having to be limited with his finances and a $32,000 a year salary that maybe that church position comes with. So.
Yeah.
Where we're all at right now, like, doesn't have to be the ending point. Like, lawn landscaping could be a conduit to get enough seed money to go open up 10 Holiday Inn franchises over the next 10 years. I mean,
exactly.
It's whatever you guys want to do, man. And if you guys if this is just a phase and a passing through point, I had a buddy a couple years ago. He got out and he went into farming, but he learned a bunch of life lessons and valuable lessons running a business through his lawn landscaping business that he's hoping translates to farming. So, yeah, dude, it's awesome, man. I'm your biggest fan, bro. I hope you continue to keep growing, keep crushing it, and sky's the limit, man. I hope you guys have a great spring rush here, in a couple weeks with 2023, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Brian, and you do the same. Thank you for having me on this podcast. Absolutely,
man. Well, here, we'll button up right there. Any other parting thoughts or pearls of wisdom you want to leave these guys while we got you? But if not, we'll finish it up.
I think I'm all good. I'll just say go big in whatever you got to do, and make it happen, because you only got one life to do it. So might as well go big.
Amen to that. I love it, dude. Awesome. Great job. All right, man. Well, that's what I got here today with Just in Time Lawn Care and Landscaping. Great job, brother. And if you guys want to give him a quick follow, Justin, where can people find you?
Yeah. So if you just search up literally Justin Groff I'm on everything: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, even Twitter. You search up Justin Groff, you'll find me.
There you go. It's a dude with blonde hair and a blue suit. Can't miss him. I snooped your IG before we got on, so it's but you're doing big things, man. I'm just busting your chops, But dude,
I love it.
Love it. All right, man. Well, cool. Well, hey, we'll button up right here, man. Thank you guys so much for listening. Just a short and sweet one today. Some great pearls of wisdom there from Justin. If you guys are out there and you're younger, man, just guys keep the hammer down. You're doing big things, and definitely look forward to catching up with you guys here on the next episode.
We're excited to announce that the Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2022 event replay is now available exclusively at launchpreneuracademy.com. I'm Mr. Producer, and if you were unable to make it to our annual live event in Novi, Michigan this past November, we've got you covered. Get instant access to the live speeches and keynotes from this amazing event, and take in tons of knowledge and information from some of the biggest leaders and business owners in the green industry. Hear insights from Mark Bradley, Troy Clogg, Paver Pete, James Mansky, and so many others. These 9 speeches are guaranteed to motivate, educate, and inspire you to elevate your game. Start listening now to the Lawntrepreneur Academy Live 2022 event replay at launchpreneuracademy.com, and we'll leave a link for you in the show description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.